talk about. First of all, to bring greetings from our President, the Honorable Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. Our President, what we can confirm is that he is alive. None of us knows where he is, those of us here, and I don't even think the regime which has been claiming to have good security, they also have no idea. But at least what we can confirm is that our President is alive, although not well, because he wouldn't want to be in hiding if the criminal regime wasn't looking for him to kill him. And as you've all been seeing the tweets talking about all sorts of things they want to do to him. So he's alive and he sends greetings to the nation. He will be speaking to the nation very soon. Number two, to reiterate our position that we completely reject the results of the elections which were read by Mr. Byabakama. The National Unity Platform rejects 100% the results which were read by Byabakama. One, because they did not have basis. Up to now, Byabakama has not put out the DRA forms which he was relying on to declare things. Some people have been asking us, where is our evidence of the vote rigging? But we've been telling people, when you're going evidence, we want the electoral committee to say, this is what we best declare because of our DRA forms. Yes, have all of them. In some cases, they are arresting agents, all sorts of things. But I can have a substantial number DRA forms which we compare, and we are welcome to raise those DRA which where results are declared. It was happening at the center. Without even showing the results are coming, they come at 17,000 votes, and you ask them, where are you yourself to this? They were not able to get that question. Up to now, in complete violation of the law. We told the nation before elections that the Presidential Elections Act commands the Electoral Commission to base any declaration on DRA forms and tally sheets which are sent by the district returning officer, having copied in the political parties and candidates who are running in that election. That was not done. So up to now, the National Unity Platform, which believes 100% that it won the presidential election, is demanding for the DRA forms which Byabakama based himself on to declare. Now, the National Unity Platform, which believes 100% that it won the presidential election, is demanding for the DRA forms which Byabakama based himself on to declare General Museveni the winner of this election. And that is why we are saying we reject in totality whatever was being announced because it had no backing of DRA forms. But so Banyabo, so say
we are citizens of this country, we are leaders in this country. And so we are placing these demands. We demand, number one, the stoppage of abductions. We are not requesting. It is a demand that we are placing as leaders, as citizens of this country. And we are demanding the release of all those who have been abducted. If you think they've committed any offense, why don't you produce them in court? So we are not requesting. This is a demand that we are placing, a demand that is allowable within the law. We hope that the regime will have some few people there who will sober up. We know that the bulk of it is very problematic, but hopefully there will be some sober fellows there who will say, but look, this here is not right. Let's deal with this. So it's a demand that we are placing. We are demanding the release of all political prisoners. They have arrested people since 2021. Just concluded election, they have arrested people. We are demanding for their release. It's a legitimate demand that we are placing, and we hope that the regime will sober up. We still have many things we want to fight about. The way this election was conducted, and other issues, the state modus operandi. But even as we wait, even as we are quibbling over those issues, we want these demands acted upon with immediacy. And I know that sometimes the regime will say, okay, what will you do? Well, we've given you examples. Bashir gave himself 94.5%, but not long after, he was booted out. This regime is in the evening of its time, and we know. And so as a people, we have got to be emboldened. History is on our side, the law is on our side, and so we are making these demands. We hope that they will be sober enough to act upon them very quickly. We are calling on religious leaders. We are calling on cultural leaders, opinion leaders, to speak out regarding these matters. It's not enough for the religious leaders, as we hear them many times. They call on the people of Uganda, please be peaceful, and then they promote all these campaigns, I choose peace, and so on. It's not enough for you to demand already peaceful people to be peaceful when you are quiet about the wrongs that are being orchestrated by the regime. Surely religious leaders worth their salt. We should be speaking out against these things. And we'd like to appreciate all those who are speaking out. And a number of religious leaders lately are speaking out. They're saying, no, this is wrong. The brutality is unacceptable. The raid on Magere is wrong. The vote reading is wrong. Many more such voices hopefully can come through. Because this is no longer about just the National Unity Platform. Those who have been saying, so NUP, what are you doing next? It should be Uganda, what are you doing next? After this just concluded election. Mind you, even some folks within the NRM are crying foul that they were also rigged, that the military was deployed against them. When you have bad governance, it affects everybody, regardless which side of the coin you fall on. And so all of us should be concerned about these issues as a people. That we rise up and say enough is enough. Look, this regime obviously does not listen. But that does not mean we should stop speaking. That does not mean we should stop taking action, that we should stop demanding. They don't listen. They are very stubborn. They are obstinate. But we have seen more obstinate regimes that have eventually crumbled. More powerful regimes that have eventually crumbled. So let's play our part. All of us, whether you're a politician or not. And by the way, you don't have to be a politician to speak out against these ills, because it concerns you too. Don't wait for it to come to your doorstep. When somebody you know is also abducted, then you begin running around. We sometimes get calls from people who previously were ambivalent and they were saying we don't care about politics. They call us and they say, help me, my relative was abducted. You say, but you have been quiet all this while. Maybe if your voice had been added to ours, we would not get to where we are. So let's speak out, even when they don't listen. And there's numerous examples of us speaking out and they don't listen. But at least we get to be on record, and history absolves us. In the most recent days, and I can share this example, people have been seeing what's been happening to our country's airlines, Uganda Airlines. The rot, the corruption, the flight delays, the operational malfunctioning. And we said, look, in 2022, I was chairing COSASE, and together with colleagues, we conducted an inquiry into Uganda Airlines. We found lots of corruption, incompetence, people hired right from the CEO, not qualified for the job, but they were irregularly hired through the back door. They get to occupy offices, they don't follow procurement regulations, they give contracts to their own companies and companies of their boyfriends, girlfriends, relatives, in-laws, outlaws. And that's how this company was being conducted. No wonder there were losses year in, year out. And we said, look, for this airline to function properly, let's fix the governance issues. Let this company be accountable because it is using taxpayers' money. Those who are engaging in corruption and misappropriation of funds, let them be called to order, let them be held accountable. And we saw some fellows were saying, no, Joel, it's because you're opposition, you don't like this government. And I said, yes, of course, I don't like this government because of its bad governance, but the issues we are raising here, the records, they're very clear. And people fought the report, as you remember, the speaker saying you will not table it. He said, but we have done the work. Why are you afraid of the report? What are you trying to hide? But the day of reckoning was around the corner. We said, look, if nothing is done, as sure as day follows night, this airline is going to suffer. It might even eventually crumble again. And here we are. Some of those who were saying, I am bad, I am biased, they are now the ones who have been saying, hey, how can I wait for my flight for 10 hours, for 24 hours? We told you so. But it's important that we were on record. So as a people, as opinion leaders, as political leaders, religious leaders, let's be on record. Don't say, but when we speak out, the regime doesn't listen. It is okay. Let's take them on nonetheless. They're not supposed to listen. They're not supposed to respond with ease. Ours is to do what we ought to do. Very briefly, ensonga zino mu Uganda, twatuze olunaku olwaleero abakulembeze bangi bali embululu wa local government ez'ebitundu era tukyagoberera obululu obwo tuyozaayoza buli eyeetaba mu kalulu kano abaalangirirwa n'abataalangirirwa abanyagulwako bwe banyagulako obuwanguzi bwabwe kubanga akalulu kano ke twakavaamu omuntu yenna okukeetabamu n'atuuka paka gye kaggweera abeera muzira n'oyo gwe batalangiridde kubanga twayita mu bintu bingi nnyo nno ddala naye twebaza Katonda ndi twabiyitamu ate tukyaliwo ate nga tukyalemeddeko akalulu ebeera process terubeera lunaku ng'abamu bwe balowooza nti ennaku z'omwezi 15 January akalulu kwolwo olunaku era bwe biggwa biba biwedde nedda akalulu katandikira eri mu zikampeyini era mwaziraba nga zijjudde emivuyo nga buli gye tulaga ensambagere emigo amasasi abantu baffe ne battibwa bangi ne bafuna ebisago bangi ne basibibwa ako konna kalulu paka lwe twalonda olunaku lw'okulonda mwabiraba amakiini tezikola saa 6 abantu bannatandika kulonda ne beetamu abamu ne baddayo n'ewaka eventually ne bapaatiikamu obululu batiikingiramu M7 ne babuteekamu tugenze ku zitali center mwabiraba owa NRM walina obululu 20 ne bongerako ennukuta 5 afuna obululu 5 mwabiraba byonna akalulu kaffe bwe kati bwe kaali amagye okwetaba mu kalulu kaffe ng'eggwanga nga bwe twabiraba kikontana n'amateeka amateeka tegakikkiriza naye mwabalaba nga bali ku mikolo abanene mu magye senior army officers n'akwata akazindaalo n'asabira mu M7 akalulu kati omuntu oyo omusuubira otya obutakola ekisoboka kyonna okulaba nti mu M7 bamulangirira oba kukabba oba kukuba abantu baffe ba agents baffe okubawamba okubajja ku zi polling station n'ebirala okulaba nti owa NRM alangirirwa naye amateeka gakirambika bulungi olwo bagamba nti of twetaaga reforms yes ng'eggwanga lyaffe tulina ebintu bingi bye tulina okulongoosa amateeka enfuga yaffe n'ebirala naye waliwo ebintu ebimu ng'olwedi ne mu mateeka mu ebibi kati amateeka tegakkiriza amagye kwetaba mu byabufuzi mu byabukulembeze ebya party politics naye bakikola mu bumenyi bw'amateeka mwai Museveni yagenda neyeewa ebitundu 7 ku buli 100 mu kalulu kano naye nga buli omu yabiraba polling stations ezikunukiriza okuwera ng'ebinambu ye yafuna 10%. abalonzi baawo bonna tewali yafa mu bbanga lino lyonna myaka gino tewali yayosa bonna bajja ne balonda ate bonna balonda ye waliwo ne polling stations endala nga ye yasukkamu ne mu 10% kubanga obululu bwe yafuna bwe baamuwa nga businga n'abalonzi abali mu regista ya polling station eyo kati bakitegeeza yasukka ne mu 10%. kati ekyo kijja kitya omunaye wa 71% n'ajaganya mbu nawangudde kweri omanyi era twabiraba n'ababaka aba NRM bangi nga bababbira bangi nga babongerako zifiga bangi nga babongereramu obululu wali twali ku zitali senta nga lutalo oluli wali omuntu wafazze alina DR form yawangudde nga namba 2 owa NRM tafunye na kimu kyakubiri owaffe kyafunye naye ng'obalaba balemerako balina okulangirira owaabwe naye bali eriyo nti affe twawangula akalulu. Omar Bashir yali president wa Sudan mu 2015 yeewa ebitundu 9.4 n'obutundutundu 5 ku buli 100 94.5% nga bali mu kalulu era n'abantu abalonda baali batono nga bukyabadde ewaffe kubanga abantu baba batiisatiisa babalaga nti leero munaalonda mutya tetujja kulangirira bye twagala naye wa 94.5%. naye wayita emyezi mbale abantu bennyini yali agamba nti bamwagala nnyo bamuwadde 94.5% be bamusiga okulula ne bamugoba kakati kati tuli mu Museveni ne banne batunuulira ebintu bino ojja kwewa 71% naye abantu abajaganya bo baliwa lwaki abantu bali mu kiyongobero abantu abo bennyini olina okubeegendereza kubanga si be baakulonda wabeepaatiiseeko so ffe tulina okukola kunywera kulemerako eno gavumenti ekimanyi nti eri mu kaseera kaali ak'enkomereddi ak'enkomerero. Tudde abakola emivuyo egya buli kika. Tunuulira ekyabadde Masaka City. Kandidate waffe n'awangula bulungi. Bali ne bagenda mu kooti, omulamuzi naawe ensala ye n'agamba nti kale tugenda kukola bikawunti naye bwe tusanga akabokisi ne bwe kaba kamu nga kalina obuzibu bikomaawo. Bagenzeeyo basanze obubokisi si kamu si bubiri si buna si butaano si mukaaga nga bundi obuliko emivuyo, omusiiru nga zaakutulibwa, obulala nga bukalu. Abantu balonda polling stations ezo results ne zivaayo DRF mweziri naye bokisi ezo nga zo nkalu. Ne beebuuza buno obulugu baabutaddewa, DRF zino baazitaddewa. Bokisi endala ne basanga nga obuli obulimu bwawa NRM yekka. Naye omulamuzi ono n'agenda maaso nti newankubadde bino mbisanze ngagenda maaso paka tukole bikawunti ate nga ye yakawa ensala nti bwe tukyasanga akabokisi ne bwe kaba kamu tetujja kgenda maaso. Ekitongole ekiramuzi simanyi lwaki kisirifu ku nsonga zino nte tekiswala. Yesu omulamuzi alina okuba nga yeetengeredde okuwa ensala ye naye waliwo byolaba nti nedda kino nedda kibaswaza mwe temuswala mwakafuna ne chief justice omupya naye omuntu nakola nawe ensala ye naye ate nakontana n'ensala ye nonkigala nga musirise. Ebintu bino byonna bikolebwa kubanga gavumenti eno ekimanyi nti eri mu kaseera kaayo ak'olweggulo. Kyovudde olaba bafunye akatengo bali mu panic buli bakola byonna kavuyo keereere kubanga bakimanyi nti batuuse ku kisembayo. Kyovudde olaba bakola ebintu ng'okulumba amaka ga pulezidenti waffe. Edda bagendangayo ne beetoloola amaka ne babeerayo naye ku luno kati bayingidde munda ne bamenya ne boonoona ebintu ne bakuba ne mukyala we Kanyimaje kubanga bakimanyi nti bannansi tebaabalonda kwekukola effujjo lino lyonna lyonna. Abakulembeze baffe bali mu kuwambibwa. Nina Zedriga deputy wa Northern, Joli Japintu Kamusaba deputy wa Western, Joli Mary Sebufu akakiiko kaffe ak'ebyokulonda, Bright Muhumuza omu ku bakoordinator baffe Mwankole n'abalala bawambibwa kati weeks zigenda kuwera 3 tebamanyiiko mayitire. Naye ne gavumenti egamba nti ffe twakomyawo enkola ey'amateeka rule of law nga mususe n'ebyo Amini bye yakola kubanga batera okumenya Amini yatanga abantu n'abawamba
nakola atya kati mwe kyanjawulo ki ng'omuntu atalina wa bulijjo mukulembeze weeks 3 famire temanyibwa waali waliwo tebamanyi wakutandikira tetumanyi oba mulamu obali mu mbeera ki batubuulire ebisaamu mugumya bannaffe abamu bebaasiba bamusangayo eyo amagulu gaasanyala atakyatambula kati mwe mulina njawulo ki ne Idi Amin Dada gwe mufu